Well,
And
what happens when you get to the Chronicle? Remember, we've talked about the movie Chronicle. Like you just said, the car thing. Like, you push a car off the road, you throw a car. But what if it's like that, where you got
I've like daydreamed about doing that so many times.
where you actually got to use your brain as a muscle, because it is a muscle.
Right, and you can overextend it.
You can overextend it and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have to get to the point where you can move the car.
Well, okay, so I would practice in the woods for a couple of years. That's okay. Nobody needs to know. I mean, you could do that in your office, right?
Well, you could do that as a magician, and people just wonder what the fuck's going on. Like, right in the, like Starbucks, just like pick a pencil up and just pretend like you're doing something with your hands.
Yeah, that would be cool. What would you do if you could have a power?
I would think this suggestion would be better. Like, just plant ideas in people's heads like Inception.
Yeah.
Because that's a power they can't measure. Because what are you going to do? Oh, you're going to lock me up. No, you're not.
How many people would you be able to control at once?
That's like the Jedi mind trick or something.
Yeah.
I guess that would be just like the other thing, like how heavy of something you could pick up in your world. Like, same thing is like how good you use the muscle, and how strong of a brain you could break. I don't know, but I feel that would be a more cool power to have because it doesn't show off. Like, you don't have to get wealth at that point. You can ask for it.
Right. People will just give it to you.
You could just walk up to a rich guy's house. Hey, give me your fortune. And people would wonder why he gave you your fortune, but as long as you did it legally, they couldn't do nothing.
Well, you could auto-suggest an explanation into them.
Yeah.
You know, you could
He gave me his wealth because I had an amazing penis. It was so beautiful.
What a beautiful penis. Take my money, please.
Yeah, and you don't even have to have fight girl. I guess it would make life boring, though, at that point, if you could do that. You ever see the Twilight Zone episode where the guy wins every fucking time at the slots and the blackjack and anything he wants to play? He wins every time. And the one thing he loved in life was gambling, because he loved the win, but he never lost. But there was no offset of losing, so it got boring really quickly to him.
Yeah. What did he do?
He ended up shooting himself.
Ended up shooting himself. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. That sucks.
But like, just saying, like, all the money and all the wealth, you have anything you can obtain. I guess that's why these millionaires are real eccentric.
I guess, yeah, you get
to the point where you got
bored.
$200 million, you don't really need to work no more. There's no need to ask for things. You can pretty much have most women that you'd want.
Yeah, like, what's the equivalent of getting to the point where you start watching German porn because you're desensitized? Like, what's the real world equivalent of that? Where you're just so...
Desensitized, what's to the point where you stop watching porn because it does nothing for you?
Well, thankfully I haven't reached that point yet. Is that where you are?
Me? No, I'm not to that point yet. I mean... But I've been there a couple times.
Just like watch like napalm runs from Vietnam instead at this point. Like,
there's only really one napalm run I've ever seen. Is that one over the really green village?
And I watch it over and over.
You know, the one they show in all the documentaries.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the real world equivalent of that. Like, with just nothing does it for you anymore.
I guess your power would be cooler that way because you actually still got to succeed in things. And ooh and ah people, and you can show it off better. Whereas my power would be more instantaneous fame.
Right, yeah, because you could basically walk into a music studio and talk to the producer and just be like, yeah, we're going to sign this guy, or an actor. Yep, he's a new lead role, or you could just get...
The only thing I could see in my problem is I couldn't auto-suggest something that I didn't know was happening. Like, say I got so rich and powerful that somebody wanted to assassinate me, and I didn't know about it.
Right. Yeah.
Unless I could like read people's minds, like hear them think.
Yep, that's true. You need to be able to add mind reading to that in order to keep yourself safe. So, but I don't know. I guess maybe that would.
And then you start thinking about that stuff. Now you build these bricks, safe houses, and you don't trust nobody.
Right. Yeah, that's the way to go. You're just going to end up in a giant fortress, paranoid that you're going to be assassinated. That doesn't sound very fun.
It doesn't. Damn, these psychic powers sounded worse and worse.
Yeah, well, with great power becomes great responsibility.
At least you could stop bullets.
I could do some really fun. That would be so fun. Like, think of it. If you could manipulate matter in any way that you wanted, that would just be so fun.
Could you do it that fast, though? I know in movies they can do it, but literally think about it. Could you stop bullets in, like, real time?
I don't know. I mean, you would have to see the gun, because at that point you'd be ready for it. That once you saw the muzzle flash, you were just...
You have milliseconds at that point.
Right, because, if they're standing anywhere near you, the thing's going to be basically on you right away. So it wouldn't make you invincible by any means, no. Not unless... Well, actually...
What about those movies where they can project the shell out?
Well, that's what I was going to say, is what you would have to do at that point is if you could manipulate air pressure, you could basically build a force field around yourself with that power. You know what I'm saying? You basically, at all times, you would have this insane air pressure situation around you that would repel anything that came within that space. Or maybe you could do something with magnetic fields. I don't know. We're reaching, but I don't think you could be invincible with telekinesis, no, because like you said, you'd have to see shit coming first.
You know what this commentary has made me think about the entire time?
What?
Now, you ever seen the movie Phenomenon?
Phenomenon? No.
With John Travolta?
No. I did not.
He has like a brain tumor in that movie, and it opens up all the pathways of his mind, and he becomes really smart.
Mm-hmm.
And like the FBI take him in for questioning, and they're like, please name all the mammals that you can know in 60 seconds. He's like, would you like them alphabetically?
He's like, ninja, please, I got that.
He names every mammal in like 60 seconds alphabetically and like backwards. And like, this is what this commentary's got in mind. It's just paranoia. Is it a good thing? How about spontaneous combustion? Could you manipulate somebody to like burn to death?
I don't know. I mean, that would be reaching, because at that point you would have to superheat the air.
No, to superheat atoms. Because the atoms combust. That's the idea behind spontaneous combustion. You can control the atoms to your core till they actually split and combust and stuff like a bomb.
Well, I don't think... No, I think spontaneous combustion is just... because if what you're talking about is creating a nuclear fission explosion, which... spontaneous combustion is just when people just catch fire, right? So that's just some sort of chemical reaction, not necessarily an atomic reaction.
Where the body heats up to the point the clothes catch on fire.
Exactly, right. It's a chemical reaction where, there's just a huge temperature increase, chemicals in the body that react with each other. But no, it's not on an atomic level. But even if it was either of those, I don't know that, at least telekinesis, you'd be able to do that, because you can move matter, but because that's what telekinesis is moving things.
Mm-hmm. You could move skin cells.
You could, you could flay people alive, but I don't know how you would heat them up.
That would be fucked up, just like ripping a person's skeleton out of them.
Or just, making their organs implode.
I think the skeleton thing would be cooler. Just like push their skin back and their skeleton forward. That needs to happen in a movie. That does.
That would be pretty... Yeah, you wouldn't want to... You'd have to really get good at not getting mad. I would be a bad candidate for that, because, I'm a mellow guy, but when I get mad, I lose my temper really quickly, and I'd end up peeling people's skin off of their skeletons. So, that asshole at the store, who's just like... That guy would probably end up without skin or something like that. So, I guess it would be hard to have superpowers and not fuck it up at some point.
You get the godlike powers, like that movie Chronicle, where he just gets to the point where he's like, like Job did when he got so smart.
Mm-hmm.
I am God here, bitch. That whole deal.
Did you know there was a video game based off of that movie for PC?
No.
Yeah. And
I remember the Sega Genesis game, if I remember.
There was a PC game called The Lawnmower Man. I think it was like Lawnmower Man 2, like War... Cyber
Job's War.
Yeah, and the game was crazy, and like this, they had this weird death cinematic where you were like down in this area, and this guy like points to this tower that you had to walk up to. It was really cool, and it had an awesome soundtrack that was This was probably like 1994, something like that.
I remember the Joe's Lawnmower Man 2 game on Super Nintendo, and you had to like hack into terminals and stuff like that.
We need to start. You know what? Just give me an idea. We need to start doing comms about old video games because you know so many, which surprises me because you're like 10 years younger than me, but you know a lot of the games that like I remember playing when I was younger.
You know what you're thinking about? I'm thinking about Phantasmagoria as well.
Well, you made me think about did you play Out of This World?
No, I didn't.
Oh shit, dude, that game was so good. Do you know do you know the game? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm still trying to remember the Lawnmower Man game. If I remember, you got to go through Joe's memory banks or something, and like you see like pictures of like kids and like this bad full motion video and stuff.
I didn't play that game. No, yeah, I played this PC one, but Out of This World, dude, you got to check that game out. Holy shit, that was the most that game blew me away. Like it was the first time that there were ever like cinematics and 3D cinematics in a game, to my knowledge. It was a Super Nintendo game. It was a port.
Super Nintendo. I was about to say like full motion video was really big in the 90s.
Yeah, this was the early 90s. Even before this was before disc games where they started putting FMV on discs, and yeah, like what you're talking about, where they would superimpose people on backgrounds and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And they started putting big film stars and stuff in there. I think it was going to be bigger in movies.
Like Wing Commander?
Yeah, like Wing Commander.
Oof. Or Command and Conquer. Do you remember the real-time strategy game?
Yep.
Did you ever play that game?
I didn't know. I remember it, though.
They had a lot of really bad full motion
What was
video.
What was the one that had Christopher Walken in it? And it was the one about Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper?
Yeah, he used it like a detective, and like they were after a killer that was mimicking Jack the Ripper. I forgot what it was called.
It had Walken in it?
Yeah, it had Christopher Walken in it. He was the chief detective.
That's awesome. You're going to find the Ripper. He's got a knife. He's going to stab somebody.
He had that stupid song in it, Don't Fear the Reaper, because it sounds like Don't Fear the Ripper.
More cowbell. Yeah, right. Dude, that's crazy because that's the Saturday Night Live skit with Christopher Walken saying more cowbell. It's supposed to be Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, we sort of sidetracked the shit out of that topic, but I thought it was fun.
We're coming to save you, Joe.
Here, I am the savior.
Dude, that big crazy computer face was scary, dude. I seriously watched that movie like so many times.
That was Lawnmower Man 2. That was kind of an offshoot of it because Job wasn't... God, what was the guy's name who played Job? He's a real famous actor.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either, but do you remember when he made those guys' molecules like spread apart and they go blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah, and it all like crystallized?
Yeah, and then it would like spin out and they'd sort of get put back together again, and then that was really crazy.
It was Jeff Fahey. Jeff Fahey. He was in that. Yeah, Jay Fahey. He's in that part where they got cut off limbs too. That movie. Private Parts. No, Private Parts is the Howard Stern movie.
Did you see Johnny Mnemonic?
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, how awesome was that movie? That's like epically bad, but it was so good.
Johnny Mnemonic was a great movie.
That was another movie I used to rent at Blockbuster all the time, and me and my friends would just watch it and over again and laugh at it, and then we'd get done and play like Mario Kart on Super Nintendo.
I think we've overran 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh well.
It's been Chaos Theories. What do you guys think about just moving your stuff with your mind? Big ups to the movies in this one. You know, Lawnmower Man 1 and 2, both fantastic movies. Chronicle came out in 2012, really great movie. A little bit more your time if you're a younger guy. Lawnmower Man, you got to take it with a grain of salt because it was made in the mid-90s.
Yeah, it looks a little dated now.
Yeah,
but
it's a little dated. But this was back in the day when, well, I guess Jurassic Park came out in 93 and Lawnmower Man came out in 92, so I guess it was just low budget.
Yeah, but well, back then though, it was like cutting edge technology. I mean, the Lawnmower Man, the CGI part of it was like so amazing. I mean, I just had like the biggest nerd boner watching that movie. But
this was back when people expected you to put on the big goggles and the gloves to go into virtual reality.
Let me put it this way: at this point, like I remember, so '92, I was a junior in high school. Okay, woof. Mm-hmm. And I remember saying when I was a senior, so this was like the end of 92 before 1993, I remember saying, like, why the fuck would you want to go to Coke.com? And I was saying this to my friend because this was when they first started putting websites on products. This was when you had to use, I mean, there was like no point to the internet at the, you know what I mean? Like
you had one at your school and that was about it.
Yeah, and it was like there was websites for some things like Coke and like Nike, but it was like stupid. It was like, I remember saying, like, why do I want to go to Coke.com? Like, I already know it's a soda, and I know if I'm thirsty, I can go fucking drink it. Like, why do I need a website to tell me to do that? So that was like where the world was at as far as, you know, what the internet, like, you know, virtual reality was this sort of sexy idea that it was just sort of budding at the time, and it was more like people were going to use it to escape and pretend, and it was more of a graphical thing, like the iPhones from Johnny Mnemonic, you know, like you'd put on these goggles and you would just see this new world, which I sort of still hope happens. But anyway, so yeah, if you watch those movies, they look really, really dated now, but they were really cool. And at the time, it was like, wow, mind-blowing.
You know, I just realized.
What's that?
The guy that played the Job in Lawnmower Man 2 was actually Mitch in 50-50.
What's Mission 50-50?
50-50, the movie about cancer with Seth Rogen and.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played one of the doctors.
That's the dude?
Yeah.
When did they make that movie? Because that
2011. The guy who played Job in the second sequel to Lawnmower Man actually had an acting career after it.
Wow, he was he must have been really young.
Oh, he's really old now, but that's Chaos Theories for this week, fellas.
Yeah, later, guys.
Peace. Man, this kind of was Chaos Theories with random ass topics slopped in.
Yeah, do it. Say, yeah, make it like a combo. You rolled it all together.
Dude, I'm looking at his filmography, dude. He's General Bessler in thing. He's the Pestilence in Supernatural.
Who, Fahey?
No, not Jeff Fahey. This is the guy who took his role over as Job in 2.
Oh, okay.
Because you know the sequels where they can't get the main actor back again.
Oh shit! Did you see the Vonderhaar tweet?
What do you do?
Still at work doing the final grind on the next update. It's a big one. Nerfs, buffs, bug fixes, features.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. I wonder what they're gonna nerf and buff this time. Oh boy.
Hopefully it's the shotgun.
Hopefully they're gonna make grip work.
Hopefully it's the shotgun.
All right, you want to roll for a bit?
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to change the B flags. The grip technically modifies ADS center speed scale for view kick. Maybe you don't understand the impact of view versus gun impact on accuracy. Using the grip. Oh.
What are you reading?
Reading his back tweets.
Oh, 14th of January.
See, working on post-mortem. Using the grip is a big difference and is always immediately observable, especially if you don't know what you look for. Grip typically modifies ADS center speed scale for view kick. What it basically does is like it moves the gun less if you like have iron sights on.
Yeah. Which I don't use any optics anymore.
Well,
you know how
assault rifles either.
Right, yeah, remember how I was always rocking the reflex in Black Ops?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use any optics.
They should have run the reflex back. I like that one.
I loved it, dude. People used to always say, "Why do you use the reflex?" I'm like, I just fucking like it. Fuck you.
It gives me tunnel vision. Like the same reason I use the target finder.
That's right. You focus on what's in the sight instead of worrying about your peripherals. You know, sometimes you'll die from it. Yeah, I'll admit that, but most of the time you don't.
Yeah, most of the time you outgun people.
That's right.
I still to this day I believe it reduced recoil. I even see the test on it.
Oh, you said there was a slight decrease in recoil off the reflex versus the red dot or something.
Oh, I did test on it. You don't see them?
I know, I remember it. Oh, you did it on Nuketown, didn't you?
Yeah, it was dramatic.
Dramatic.
All right, let's switch over to I'm gonna switch over to my Astros. Hold on. Audio settings, microphone, Astro.